Have you ever loved something so much that you just want to make it happen every day? Me neither. This is a podcast a day.
POD 302. This is weird. I don't know if this is light-hearted. Most of the things we bring up, it's like, oh, this is light-hearted fun. This is something that I'm not necessarily making a joke about. Well, I am, but typically we're not going on like Linda, mother of four, killed all her children and all her nephews and nieces in crazy, outbursts. Like, we're not just. This isn't like it's news. No, it's not news. Fuck. But like it's things that have happened, but it's not like dun dun. It's not like It's not like crimes, bad stuff that makes you feel bad. That you go, oh. That's horrible, though. You know what I mean? This borderlines it because it uses a bad word. That I'm not gonna. I mean, This is gonna get like four views. It makes no difference whether I say it or not. But that makes you feel like it's not lighthearted. So we're just gonna say assault of the sexual variety. But in VR, first case of sexual assault in VR, we'll say, is what they're looking into right now. And I don't know which angle I come at this with. I'm not sure. I'm looking at my shot selection. Do I just, do you just straight up jab this straight on the nose? Do we sort of bide our time? Do we come? I don't know boxing at all right now. I can stop hearing it kind of sounds like I did. Outside of a jab, hook, because I don't know what's the angle here, basically. We're coming in that. Now, immediately, I was like, oh, probably don't even touch that. How do you even talk about that? But then I thought about it more. And it's like, logistically, I don't know how that works. For that to happen to you in VR. Obviously, I don't know if this is a bad argument, but obviously your mind goes to, you just take off the goggle, you just take off the headset. And it's like, I win, got ya, you can't get me now type thing. What really made me think this is a goofy thing and not serious is they're taking it seriously, I mean. But like in the tweet, it says the victim hasn't sustained any physical bruising or like harm or anything like that. We're looking into a crime in virtual reality. What do you mean? How would that even be? I'm not been keeping up with the technology, but I didn't know it turned into, it's like 5D now. Scent and smell, and now you feel like virtual reality. It's not real. It's just like a game over, like the screen's over there, but it's just really close to my eyes. I've never used it, but that's the way I just see it. Right? It's like it's immersive, but it's not like, So I don't really know what. If that's, I don't know. I don't know basically. But like, should this then as well just leads me to think so if we're accepting that if you now do crimes in games, then that equates to crimes in real life. Elon Musk was right, and we're all going to prison for a very long time for the things we did in Grand Theft Auto. For all those victims we ran over in GTA, and I guess they're not real, they are NPCs. But I've also killed other real life people controlling people in games before. You all played online. I've loaded into GTA Online before and been spawn killed every time. You can't even move because you're being spawn killed. Do I now have rights to, get them done for murder because they murdered me? If I'm playing Minecraft in VR and you kill me and loot my corpse, are you getting done for assault and theft or whatever? Attempted murder because I respawned? You didn't. I don't know. This is what I mean. Like the whole rape thing. That's what it was in a VR game. I don't know what the VR game is. I don't even. But like, from all the things I've seen of VR, I think it was in the Metaverse, right? Which wasn't the Metaverse, firstly, a huge fail. Second of all, it I should have really just looked into this, and maybe it would have helped answer some of these questions. But like, the metaverse looks like it looks like Wii characters. Like, you know, remember the Wii that came out like 15 years ago or longer. It looks shit. You know, it's not hyper realistic. So my mind is just like, I don't understand how these two things work. It's an insane situation. Like, I think at most you can do is send the guy to prison in VR, you know, or get his account banned. And if that's the case, why is this news, and why are we like putting out like it's actually a thing that you could have repercussions for in real life? I don't know. Don't do it regardless. Let's just get my stance out there real quick. I say real quick. I said that at the end of me talking about this. But just don't do it regardless of the repercussions, which I don't know what they would be, but that's not a reason. And we'll move on, maybe. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. My voice got high there at the end, as if I did. No, we shouldn't joke about it. Very bad. But yeah, Assault in VR. I did see a couple memes of it. I mean, Stokey, who is like a guy who tweets stuff on Twitter, he tweeted about it. He made a joke about it. It's probably fine then, you know. You know what I mean? He was like, this happened to me already, and he posted like a FIFA card, basically being like, that card has been bumming me on FIFA for years, and I didn't get any compensation for it, was the joke he made. So I guess it's free real estate. I guess, you know, it's fine. It's fine, right? I don't know why I'm worried. Talking about GTA though, I actually saw a lot of drama around GTA because there was like kind of controversy about it. I mean, not really controversy. I mean, I saw it first of all just with True Geordie saying it, and I thought, oh, this is just a True Geordie take. But then I actually saw quite a few other, I don't know, not people I've heard of before, but just takes making the same take about there being a female main character and how it's going to be so unrealistic. If like, we don't mind a Bonnie and Clyde story, but if she's going around punching guys in the street, robbing people and stuff, it's unrealistic or whatever. Because women aren't physically stronger, I guess, generally speaking, than men or whatever. So like, it'd be unrealistic if she's going around doing all these heists and missions and shit, and she's the lead or whatever. And that's like a thing people are worried about, you know, in the game, because it is a game, I guess, that is less. It's not like you're playing Sonic the Hedgehog. Obviously, you don't sit down and play that and go, oh, no, though, Sonic is a hedgehog ultimately, and hedgehogs can't run on walls, and they can't go upside down like that. And I understand he's a quick hedgehog, but no, unrealistic. You know, you wouldn't say that with that, but I guess that is the type of game that where you know, you walk into it like this is that kind of game. Whereas I guess GTA leans more of I mean, they got like the whole social media thing going on in it. They got like the whole links to real life. It is like a real life game that you can do whatever the fuck you want in, really. I don't know, but at the end of the day, though, it is still just a game, though. I don't know if it is that deep. Like, and ultimately, the right woman could knock out the right anyone on the street. If, you know, one of these MMA people came up, and I mean, for me personally, it wouldn't even have to be like an MMA person. If just like anyone, you know, with any kind of physical know-how punched me in the face, I would be done. You know, I'm armadillo position on the floor. So I mean, if look, maybe the general person, yeah, maybe not. But look, if it was like I don't know. You know, it's also, as much as I just said, GTA is like a more realistic type game. Maybe that's why people don't like it and they won't find it convincing throughout the story. It's also a game where like you can shoot people in the head on the street and then just drive down the alleyway and wait there for like 4 seconds, well, no, like 15 seconds, and then the stars flash away and then you're a free man. That's it. You've not been caught. There's no footage will ever be checked. You're never going to go to prison. And you just murdered 7 innocent bystanders walking around, pedestrians with a Glock. I don't know guns, but you know, you just popped them in the head, and then you waited in the alleyway for 15 seconds, and then you're in the clear. So, you know, there is, you know, there is parts of the game that it's not an exact simulation of real life, basically, is what I'm saying. You know, so if a woman walks down the street and she, you know, clots a man in the face, I don't know if it would completely take me out of it, especially if they set her up as already to be kind of capable. But that has been a thing. That's been like a controversy or whatever that people have kind of spoken about. I don't know why I did that for spoken about. They've literally spoken about it. But yeah, I guess. Anything else? This or that. Don't know. Both of these things are kind of boring, I'll be honest. One of them was just like, I saw this guy complaining, like he was like go-karting or whatever, and he had like a dash cam, I guess, or whatever on his go-kart, and he got like spun out or something, and it's like, sorry, the caption's like, didn't know it was now acceptable to ram people at 30 miles per hour around a U-bend of a 6-mile track on a Wednesday under light rainfall, and he was like mad about it, posting footage. And just like, it's annoying when you see like a cyclist post some dash cam, helmet cam footage or whatever, there's no dash on a bike, of like them in the roads and then getting cut up and falling off their bike or whatever, and then being really annoyed and like taking the high ground about it, or vice versa with the guy in the car doing it. I don't know, I just find it's like you're racing on a like having dash cam footage in your go-kart as you race around for like recreational fun, and then posting it to Twitter like you've been cut up on like the interstate. I know it's like an American word, but that's the one that came to me now. You know, on like the motorway or whatever, like on like out of a roundabout. You know, you're driving a go-kart, and I get, yeah, you're going quick, okay, but you got like span into a wall of tires, and you're posting it to Twitter like for like other angry go-karters to like rage with you and be like, out of order, you could have been killed. It just feels like so like, okay, he wasn't a great driver, or like, this isn't Formula One. You're going to like the FIA right now with like a complaint like he needs to be banned or like fined $250K or some shit. It's like, okay, you're just driving for fun. This isn't any kind of competition. What are you? He cut you up. He drove past, like he banged into whatever. You know, it's like, Jesus. I just thought it was like uppity and weird. The only other thing I have here is this will knock out my list. This will be everything, so I might as well just go over it now. There was like this fire at Blackpool Tower, which honestly, the place looks like it burnt down years ago, and it already looks like that. Blackpool is, I don't understand how Blackpool has not received any kind of affection or attention. And I'm sure Blackpool is more than just the like the beach strip you always see in the stuff. Because sometimes I watch Four in a Bed, and those episodes are really old. And Four in a Bed is basically a show where they go to like different bed and breakfasts. It's very old. It's very like, you know, grainy TV, kind of reality TV nonsense, right? And they will rank each other's bed and breakfasts. I could speak about that show for about 40 minutes on its own because it's fucking ridiculous. But they often go to Blackpool, and it's like, it looks like a ghost town, you know, like 400,000 people used to live it. Like, they drive through, it's like no one else is there. It looks like these old rides that don't work anymore. And maybe they just always show it looking miles worse than it is. But it just looks like it's burnt down. Like, it looks decrepit, right? And that's known. Like, it's very well known. Like, all the buildings look boarded up as well, by the way. I saw a video of like this guy who like walks through abandoned buildings. Or doesn't walk through them. He wasn't like one of those people who like explores abandoned buildings. He was like more like a 30-year-old guy who would just go to different towns in England. I only watched this guy for like a 2-day period, but like, you know, when you find something new, but like, it's like a niche thing, like a beekeeper channel or something, and then you just watch it straight, like every video for like 2 days, and then you just never watch it again. It just came across my mind now. He was like this 30-year-old guy who would just drive to like different towns and stuff in England, and would just kind of walk around and just showcase what it looked like there. And he went to Burnley once, and it was like on one side of the road there these houses that were like so tiny, like the ceilings looked so low and they were so squashed together. And then the other side of the road there were like these huge houses, and he was just, I don't know, I was just watching it, and he did this one in Blackpool. It was like it was like on every where you look there's a house, huge, looked massive, like these huge mansion style houses, but then the buildings were like they'd be boarded up, so it's like potential but just lost, or like there was a fire there, or like they ran out of money, or it used to be a bed and breakfast and it shut down, and this and that. It's just everywhere, and it's like it's very well known that Blackpool's a place that's like it was once a hotspot, and everyone would travel there for the little England, for a little like it's stay in the country, little holiday or whatever, little weekend thing, and it just isn't that anymore. And the reason is probably because it's not in the capital. It's not like a place that's really on people's mind. But it just feels like such an obvious place. People always talk about being run down and used to be this hotspot, and now it just isn't. And it's just never. It just, from my opinion, it's just never received any kind of whatever. Like the borough I live in London, I think for a long time it was the most on the list. It was like in top 5 most deprived boroughs, which I think just means that's like all things. That's like money, healthcare. I can't remember the other stuff, but just like effectively not enough love put into the area in terms of all types of stuff. And then basically it feels like what they do is they look at what the worst boroughs are or whatever in terms of like just dirty or whatever it is. It might be crime rate, it might be whatever. And then they'll go and they'll put a lot of work in that borough. Like Hackney was an area, bad, crap. Everyone says it's crap. People may still say that now, but I feel like that's because they haven't been through it or whatever. Like now I go through Hackney now and I'm like, I like this area. This is actually an area, one of my favourite areas that, you know, rejuvenate, gentrified, whatever. They put a lot of work into it because it's like one of the ones that needs it the most. So I don't know why that's not happening with Blackpool. That's why I'm saying the only difference is obviously London capital put the effort in because of that. But yeah, Blackpool, jeez. Why am I talking about that? Oh yeah, there was like a fire or whatever in the building. It wasn't actually a fire. It was like someone left their fucking beach towel out and it just looked like fire because it was orange. It was flapping in the wind, and it just was like the new, like people get so tricked so easily recently. You saw a beach towel and like the whole fire department was there. It was like a news story like Blackpool burning down, and then like days later it was like, turns out it was just a beach towel. Days later, by the way, as well. Like, I don't know if this one was real or if this one was like a fabricated thing, but when those people dug that hole and they found it and it was like, it's a hole from the Martians. A Martian has landed on Earth, or like an asteroid, and it was just like a couple of lads who dug a hole or something, and it was, again, that was like days later. It was like, it makes me think, how do we even find serial killers sometimes, or like this intricate stuff, when sometimes we're fooled by beach towels flapping in the wind. Like tears in the rain. Don't know if that's even relevant. That quote just came to mind. But yeah, that's all.